Hey, real quick, shouts out my man's Kevo. What's up with this song called Kami Hami Ha? But you guys should go check it out with the top link in the description down below if you guys fuck with it. Let's get it.
Shot my brother cash, you know that nigga keep that gas. Give me a fucking beat, you know Kevo gon' fucking spaz. She called me daddy already and I didn't fucking smash. She give me heady spaghetti and then I fucking crash. Higher than a spaceship, smoking on that spaceship. Hey, shouts out Benz now.
Hey, what's good, my PnG gang? PnG here, back again with another video. Man, in today's video, we about to talk about a topic I talked about over a year ago at this point, but that was a topic that was about Drake.
Nigga that got bodied by Pusha T? Drake?
And that whole video is basically me canceling Drake for myself because of all the coincidence in quotation marks that was happening with X and like everything like that after he had already passed. The same year he had passed, I feel like it was just a lot of things. Like in that video, I pointed out like all the so-called coincidences that like went along with Drake like dissing X after he had already passed and stuff like that. And there was one particular sneak diss that I was like, yeah, Drake's over with. Like, yeah, like I'm not listening to Drake no more. And like that shit dead as hell. I was already not really listening to Drake anyway. So that last thing, that last little sneak diss thing, that I think it was like in a Travis Scott music video, and it was like a meteor like hit like X lookalike or some shit like that. A lot of people say like, oh, it's just a coincidence, oh, like he just so happened to look like X, like all type of shit like that. But I was like, nah, man, there's way too many coincidences for me to be fucking with Drake any longer, man, because you already know how big of an X fan I am and how much I fuck with X and shit like that. So Drake was definitely canceled by me, and I clarified at the end of the video that I wasn't trying to cancel Drake for like everybody. Like I was canceling Drake for myself, and I just made a video about it and like why and like all the coincidences that happened with the X beef and stuff like that even after he passed, which is what really was fucked up. Like if the beef was just happening when they were like alive, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But the fact that it was still like going on after X already passed, and then like it seemed like it was so dumb the way X died, and it just seems like there could have been like an underlying plot behind it, shit like that, and then Drake was still dissing X. So it just seemed like really fishy, really fishy situation. I'm not like saying anything, not saying anything was proven. I'm just saying there was a lot of fucking coincidences, and that shit wasn't sweet, basically. So I just stopped listening to Drake all around for a solid year, bro. It's literally been over a year since I made that video, and I deadass was not listening to Drake. Like literally, only time I listened to Drake was if somebody else was playing that shit, like if somebody was on the aux, or if that shit was on the radio, or like basically if it wasn't in my control, that's the only time I was listening to Drake. Any other time I was not listening to Drake at all. I did not have one song still on my playlist, still anywhere. Like Drake was completely canceled. I never did nothing like this before, but it was interesting. It was very interesting for a year not listening to somebody that actually did listen to it, actually did fuck with like his music and stuff like that. I actually did fuck with it heavy, and I used to actually listen to a lot of Drake like back in like 2016, 2015. So it was like interesting, like good year of not listening to Drake. And I feel like even now I can still go without listening to Drake, because like at this point it just seems like he's really mainstream, and like I feel like once an artist gets really mainstream, it kind of takes away their value. It just doesn't hit the same when like everybody's listening to the same shit, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like Drake has been super mainstream, which kind of takes away from his value. But I mean, that doesn't mean he doesn't make good music though. I'm not saying like just because you're mainstream doesn't mean like your music isn't good. I'm just saying like it just takes away from the value. I feel like that and the X situation alone contributed to me not even listening to Drake in the first place. And I could definitely go way longer without listening to Drake. It wasn't even like a time limit thing. It wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna just stop listening to Drake for a year and then start listening again. It was really just like I don't know, somehow, some way I just stopped listening to Drake for a year. Like I wasn't even playing. And now that it's been a year or over a year, I feel like I've kind of started listening to Drake again, but not really. Like only it was that one Future song that just came out recently called Life Is Good, and I saw like the music video and Drake was on it, and like Drake came in on it like at first, so the first voice you hear is Drake. So I mean, I was actually listening to that song and I'm like, oh shit, this shit fire. Like I'm actually fucking with the song. So I guess it's really because I fuck with Future and that song came out, it just kind of made me naturally start fucking with Drake again, like type shit. I still wouldn't say I fuck with him like heavy or nothing like that, but like just hearing him on that song and that like it was like a different sound type shit, and Life Is Good, actually a really good song. I think Future still went harder.
Life is good, you know what I mean?
But I actually fuck with Drake verse on that song. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, that was the first time I actually listened to Drake in a whole year under my own control. So I mean, even though it was a feature, that shit still count. Like I don't know if did I listen to anything else by Drake? I don't think I listened listen to anything else. I think it was just that song, but I feel like I don't really care to listen to Drake music now. I feel like I can play some Drake music and not really care type of shit, you know. I'm not the type of nigga to hold a grudge, and none of that shit was ever set in stone anyway with the whole X situation. It was all just really weird and fishy. That's all it really was. And yeah, basically, I guess the whole point of this video is that I do not care anymore. I do not care to boycott Drake. I do not give a fuck anymore. I'm definitely still not going to be the biggest Drake fan or like anything close to that, but I'll still listen to some of his music for sure, for sure. If you guys trying to put me on any new Drake music, let me know down below. I haven't heard shit in like a year. I probably won't listen to most of it, but let me know down below. Let me know your thoughts down below. And if you did enjoy the video, leave a like. Also subscribe, join the PnB gang if you guys are new. Hit the bell after you subscribe to be notified for all the latest videos. And hit me up on Instagram for a promo. I'm out.